Welcome to More Conversations with your host, Rancor Steve, and guest, Dark Helmet. How are you doing? How are you
Pretty
doing?
good. Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. I have a couple beers in me right now. I wanted to do today. This wasn't even planned, really. I know there was I wanted to do a More Conversations podcast soon, but it just never really got there just yet, just because of planning and everything. And so I was like, oh yeah, today's the South Carolina primaries of Trump and ass whooping.
Oh yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
So I thought, why not do it today? Perfect timing. Let me see if everything is all set up.
Well, I'm looking at a thing for the primary in South Carolina, and they're already predicting Trump to be the winner. Already.
So I thought, why not do it? All right, we're good. We're good with audio and everything. I always have to check on Rumble. I always have to do that, man.
It's the way Rumble is.
no.
They still got some stuff they need to work on for sure. They're getting there though.
Yeah, but throughout this episode, we will go through. Yeah, they it hasn't even started yet, and they just pretty much just said Trump wins. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm looking at
That's
I'm watching New York Times. They're showing estimated votes remaining. Nikki Haley has like 3 spots that are blue for her. That's it. Out of the whole state.
hold up. I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'm gonna post it. This is hilarious. This is hilarious, man. I love this. But how's your week been, man? It's
Been going. Fine, like I said, finally
nice.
got. The sad part is the highlight of my week was going to the dentist and getting a periodontal cleaning.
There you go, man.
But
There you
I
go.
new dentist, new hygienist, dude. This hygienist is just fabulous. I felt very little anything with what she was doing. She was just that good.
Is she fabulous because she's cute looking?
She had a
Wow.
mask
See,
on. I
that plays
couldn't
a big.
tell.
Oh, okay.
She could have been
My
morbidly
name is my
obese.
name is my name is Shaniqua,
Hi,
and I'm
my
going to
name's
clean your
Amanda. I'm
teeth.
here to clean your teeth. Big ol' Adam's apple, 5 o'clock shadow, mascara.
bro.
Oh my God, how bad are you to lose your own home state? Yeah, it's just. Sorry, I gotta laugh at that. It's just. Well, this is also the woman that lost to absolutely no one by 70%.
You probably heard a bunch of women yelling in the background. My wife has a bunch of. This is why also I'm doing this is because my wife has. She likes playing games. She has okay. I have my Lego,
Hmm.
all of them. I have a lot. I think I have like 20 or some Lego sets. My wife has games. And they're actually really good games. That's the thing. She's really good at finding good games and she loves them. And so we play games a lot. And so she invited some friends over and I was like, you know, there's no real NBA games going on until later. You know what? I want to do a podcast. That's why I'm doing this, is because it's a way for me to do this. See? I figured it out.
Ah, us men, we get creative when we need something else to occupy our time. Oh, hold
Yeah.
on.
Poor Nikki Haley. So yeah, tonight is gonna be more political. We don't My channel doesn't really review politics or any of that stuff, just because it's just like, but you kind of get an idea where we all stand. Guess what? Tonight is talking about the South Carolina primaries and why Trump is your daddy.
Sorry, I heard somebody banging around in the house.
Someone already retweeted it. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm watching live update, and it's not showing anything reported yet, but it's already predicted that he's going to win, and they're predicting it's gone up to 44 delegates for Trump.
Did they just give him 38? He just gained 38 delegates. It's not
It's
even.
up
They
to
haven't even just.
44 now.
He just it's up to 44 now.
Well, I'm looking at New York Times, and they're going off of the Associated Press, which is who called it already. Yeah, it's up to 44, and nothing's even come in
They
yet.
just it hasn't even started.
Well, I
It
think they've been.
hasn't even
Yeah.
started, dude. Nope, 44. Yep.
Yep.
Jeez, dude, it hasn't even started, and he just yeah. He's
Her
like,
own
sorry,
hometown doesn't. Her own hometown does not like her. Have you
how do
seen?
you
I seen video of her
how?
hometown. It's run down. It's in bad shape, and they've all said they're like she's done nothing for us. Nothing.
This is crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure she has supporters, obviously, in her hometown, of course. But it seems like the bulk of the people don't want her. They don't like her. She just seems like a generally unlikable person.
Well, did you okay, so I watched my wife and I did laundry. We had actually so my wife and I we kind of split doing laundry. Sometimes she'll do it and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'll do it. And I have to do mine every week cuz I do construction and my clothes just get dirty.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. Like it's people who don't know that doing hard labor, trade work, construction, dude,
Yep.
your clothes get destroyed. And I'm already looking at need after 3 years. I'm looking at getting new work boots. I want to get like cool like legit cowboy boots, coyote, brown, gray, whatever brown I think it is,
But the
desert
work
brown.
style boots.
Yeah, but I kind of want to get some cowboy boots. You know, I do have nice pair that I've had for about over a year, and they're not even really broken. And I wear those to special. I don't wear tennis shoes anymore. So I want to get like some cowboy boots for just working. I love boots now. I don't wear tennis shoes. Like if I went to when I went to Hawaii, I actually brought both my boots. If we went to a nice dinner place, I had some nice boots to wear. And or I brought my cowboy boots or my work boots that I have. They have resin on them, they have paint, they have tar. It's dirty. And sometimes I'll go to a nice dinner if like I take my wife on a date. I'll wear those instead. I'll look all nice, and then you look at my shoes. She's like, "Why are you wearing those?" I was like, "You never know."
Right, you don't.
But boots, I could just walk to the ocean, get them wet, and they're still fine.
Like
So I'm thinking about getting some cowboy boots for work.
like boots I like to wear. Well, I got my firehouse boots, which are my duty boots, and then because they're zip up, they're actually really comfortable. I actually got them from Walmart. I've had them several years, and they've been great.
The
And they're
problem that I'm
the
having.
reason I get those because they're inexpensive, but they last. They do all right. God,
Well, how much do you get? Are they like kind of like work tactical looking type boots, or are they like construction type boots? Okay, so those are tactical. How much are those?
these I think were like 30 or I think they were like $40.
Man,
And they got the
but see,
zipper
those
there,
have
and they're very comfortable.
I. But they have shoelaces. I hate shoe. I'm old.
No, they're
This is
yeah.
where
Well,
my old age comes in. Even though I'm like 35, no 36. Is I hate wearing shoes or boots with shoelaces. I don't for some reason, even though I know those you can set them in the zippers, that's that. But it's like, like I just slip them on and move on, man. It's like the Skechers shoes, old grandpa shoes.
I like Skechers.
They're
It's
nice.
it's an inexpensive shoe, and they're comfortable. That's what I'm wearing right now. I love them. No, but these
Oh,
they have they have a higher end boot. They're like $100+, and they zip on the front. There's no like shoestrings or anything, and they zip
oh.
up the front, and you can get them with steel toe too. And put in there. I don't spend that because I tear boots up. I'm rough on shoes, boots. That's why I like to get like tactical style boots, military boots if I wear them. I think they're okay. Hold on, they just updated. Donald Trump. Right now, this is just current. It's like what they got right now. New York Times. So I think they get it from the AP. Donald Trump, 232 votes, 69.3% of the votes so far. Nikki Haley only has 30.1%. Why is Ron DeSantis coming in at 0.3?
Because even though
Well,
he's not
He's suspended. He didn't drop out. That's right.
I thought he dropped out.
No, he suspended his campaign. Like Vivek suspended his campaign. He didn't technically drop out yet, but he was smart and just went, "Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and just support Trump," which was smart.
Well, here's a question I have for you: who's going to be the VP?
That's a good question. I think I know somebody brought up Tulsi Gabbard. I wouldn't want her to be the VP. I don't dislike her. I don't agree with her on everything because she's still a Democrat. I think she would be Tulsi Gabbard. I think would be great for Secretary of Defense because she has the military experience and she does not like what's
It's
going
the
on.
Navy side.
No, she's Army.
I thought she was the Navy.
No, she's a colonel in the Army.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I put it TU and Tulsi Gabbard popped up. I thought she was in the Navy. In the Navy.
No, Army. Yeah,
Or the Air Force.
No, she's an Army, but while she's a Democrat, she supports Trump. And I have to admire her. Hey, nothing wrong with that, you know. She's like the old school blue dog Democrat, more or less.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want her to be the VP, no, just because of her being that way, being Democrat, but I'd like to see her as Secretary of Defense because she has some military experience. It would be good for that. And she doesn't like what's going on. I would like to see Vivek, I think would be a good option. He's young, he can relate to the younger voter, he can communicate with them very well, and at his young age, since Trump can only run one time and that's it, and he's termed out, then he could run. And he'll get that experience in the White House as a VP to run for president. And I think that would be good for that. That's just me, but now you could have other options too. I know some people brought up Ben Carson. No. He's a nice guy, but he's just boring.
I like Ben Carson. He's cool.
I like him. Don't get me wrong. I think he would be good for maybe like something to do with health or something like that, like a Surgeon General or something.
Yeah. Welcome, Tim. Welcome, Tim. And welcome to the 6 people watching, 1 on YouTube. What up? What up? We are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Or X, whatever you call it. I don't know. Do you call it Twitter or X?
I call it Twix.
Twix?
Twix.
One for me, none for you.
That's right.
Well, where'd the other one go? I don't know.
None of your business. Man, don't ask questions.
Like, okay, here's a question. How bad is Nikki gonna lose?
I'm gonna say
on a level of what the hell?
I think Trump will take it probably by 56%.
Okay. All right, you say 56?
She will draw the Democrat vote.
So you say 56. I say 70.
Yeah, because right now it's 63.5. They just adjusted it again.
Because he's at 63 right now.
Yeah, because I think she'll pull some of the Charleston Democrat vote, Columbia, South Carolina. She'll get any Democrat vote there because a lot of Democrats are voting for her.
Well, yeah, did you watch the video of Newsom saying that he said that Nikki is a surrogate for the Democrat? Pretty much just saying she's a plant for the Democrats to slow down the votes for Trump. So she's not going to leave. Like, they're pumping in money for her so she can actually keep running against Trump so he doesn't get as many votes.
Well, Trump's starting to pull more and more of the black vote, especially young black vote. He's drawing more and more of that. Because there are people in Harlem. I think it might be Harlem. Maybe I forgot which. They're in New York City, one of the boroughs there. They want him to come there and do a rally. Trump, they're like, come. Is either Harlem or one of them right there. But they were like, come to New York, do a rally. We'll come. Hell, Vivek went into Chicago, into the predominantly black neighborhoods, and actually talked to those people. Just and that's where the Republicans just fail so badly. They don't know how to do that. Like, there's no point in going there. Go there anyway. Adapt. Go there. Talk to these people. They want to be heard. That's all they want. They want to be heard. But if you don't go there and try, of course they're not going to vote for you or even consider it.
Yeah. I think that Vivek, it's either between Vivek, Tulsi Gabbard, or Carrie Lake.
Carrie Lake wouldn't be bad, I don't think. I like her.
Oh, she wouldn't. Or Tucker Carlson.
I want Tucker to stay where he's at.
Yeah,
Because
I do
if he
too.
were to
But
become VP, if he were to become VP, would not be. I don't think he could do that. The show, because there could be a conflict of interest with his
no,
position.
he couldn't because he'd be making money off of it. He can't
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, he wouldn't be able
Like
to do that.
it'd be
What about press
fun.
secretary? I think he would be. I think he could be a good press secretary
Oh, well,
or chief of staff, maybe.
think of it about this. Here's the thing: who do you think would be more fun to debate? Kamala Harris. Okay, Tulsi Gabbard, who, by the way, smoked Kamala Harris in that Democratic. Like, just that's when I was like, "Ooh, this woman's. I like her." Even though she's a Democrat, I was like, "I like her." It's Tulsi Gabbard, Carrie Lake, Vivek, or Tucker Carlson. Which one would be more fun to watch? Yeah.
I think all of them would tear her up in a debate.
Oh yeah, but which one would be more fun to watch? Just having fun.
I don't know. Carrie Lake,
because they would all be great.
Carrie Lake might be the fun one on that out of all of them. I would like to see all of them debate her, but I think Carrie Lake, because she's just brutal, she'll go right for the throat.
I think Tucker Carlson would be the funniest.
Well, funny wise, yeah.
Because he would.
He's the only guy in Western media in the last 2 years that's got to interview Vladimir Putin. We all know he's a bad guy, but he still went over there and did, I don't know, journalism. That's how.
I know who would have thunk.
I know all the media. They're like, he's a traitor. And then people started posting her like all this years that other media outlets were interviewing him. Like they all wanted to interview him, and he probably turned them all down. Tucker went in, and Tucker that was a good interview. That was very well done.
I wish there could be more, but it was okay.
It wasn't bad for. He probably had 2 hours, so I'm sure he had to pick what he was going to ask. I'm sure he had to be, because he was trying to get that one reporter released.
So my buddy Pitfall Harry on Twitter or X, he goes, "I don't think she won a single one so far."
No, she hasn't.
Jesus, dude, 68.5% to 30.5. Dude, it's over. I know it's early, but dude, it's.
It's funny because they got Trump in red and they got Nikki Haley where I'm looking. Well, they do like color coding so you can tell who's who.
Yeah.
It seems appropriate they have her set as blue. Democrat.
I know, right? They're not even hiding it this time.
No. Everybody knows what she is. And everybody's calling her out for it.
Yep. But yeah, this is the first ever political podcast I'm doing. It's kind of fun. Very laid back.
Yeah, just update it to 67.5 for Trump and 32 for Nikki.
Man, this is hilarious.
If you lose your home state, you should just drop out.
She's not. She's stubborn.
Oh no, she's tried. She's already pulled the race card.
Yeah, what's up with? Like, I know I'm Egyptian, but I'm not gonna pull the race card on that one. Like, so here's a funny story. I was at where was I? I was at, I think, a bar, and there's a bunch of, like, with the climate of everything going on with today's society and everything, it's really difficult to kind of it's like with the illegal immigrants and all that stuff, it just, they don't care about this country. Like, for me, I'm always like, if you come here, I know a bunch of people who are trying to be, and they're coming here from Africa, from other countries, even people from the lodge.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been waiting to be citizens, and it's taken them a lot longer. And then all of a sudden, it's like all these people coming in. It's like they're getting citizens. They can get what sounds like they can get citizens much sooner because it's for votes. That's why.
Oh yeah.
And they don't like that. It's like, if you're coming to the country, like, just do it the right way.
Yeah, that's all I want. I welcome people from other countries. I want people from other countries. Just do it the right way. That's all I ask.
like my wife's family, her grandfather and all them, like they were immigrants and they moved here from California, they or Mexico. California, Mexico is pretty much the same thing, but they became citizens and they worked hard. And that was the thing. Like my wife told me, she said, you would have gotten along with my grandfather very well. I was like, well, why do you say that? And she said, because he was very pro America and he was a Marine, and I was like, all right. And it was because when I got married into that family, um, I had to give up a few goats to do all that stuff. You know, I did it the old school way. There wasn't really anyone, I don't think anyone who had, yeah, there was no one with tattoos. I was the only one in the family that had tattoos, and her grandfather had tattoos. And I think that was one connection she kind of was thinking. And my brother-in-law has tattoos, and then actually my new brother-in-law, he has tattoos all over. He loaded. Like I asked him, I was like, "How many tattoos you got?" I knew he didn't know. He's like, "I have no idea."
He's a walking canvas, basically.
Yeah, he has some pretty cool tattoos, some really sick tattoos. All right, I was like, all right. He's bald and has a beard, and I was like, oh, because all the here's the other thing. My wife's family, her sisters, they're all like, we don't. Like my wife said before we got married, she says, I don't want to marry a guy who's bald and who has facial hair.
Ta-da!
Guess what? Now she hates when I shave, but it's all the guys, all my soon-to-be brother-in-law, my brother-in-law. We have facial hair, tattoos. It's kind of cool how that turned out, but it's I don't know where I was going with this, but I was going with some with this. Yeah, I had a brain fart right there.
I do it all the time. Don't feel on.
My short bus kicked in. Hey.
Beep beep.
Here, I'm gonna do this right quick. Oh, I got hit with someone calling me. Oh no. All right, so there's a guy. All right, you know what? I'll show this. I'll post this. I don't care. Because this is funny. Let me see if I can do this right. All right. So there's someone here who was making fun of a Trump supporter. Now, I don't even think it was an actual Trump supporter, but this one. I don't know the conversation. He was making fun of someone, and the guy is show. I hate when guys post pictures of them trying to like show off their muscles and all that stuff. And this guy, I was like, says the guy taking a selfie to him. Oh, it was about a lady in Home Depot wearing a very skimpy outfit. Like, what would you? She's like, what would you do if you saw me in Home Depot like this? Very like tight skin outfit. And to me, I'm like, why are you in Home Depot? Like, what? And I looked at the comments and I said, says the guy taking a selfie of him showing off his muscles. You'd pay a chick to say something nice about your muscles. And then he goes, it's funny how insecure MAGA fascists are.
So liking freedom, wanting secure borders, and wanting our
I
rights
know.
respected makes us a fascist. Okay.
I know, right? Here, I'm gonna send a link to someone to join us.
It's not that I have a problem with somebody disagreeing with me. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's how this country is, and everybody should still say what they want. It's just like, but at least don't say stupid stuff.
Yeah.
At least have a conversation. If you disagree, say why you disagree about something. I'm not saying you got to be articulate because I'm not articulate. It's just not me. But dang,
I'm gonna misgender him.
I don't think that's possible.
I said okay, ma'am. Let's see what the update is. Holy shit. He has 7,653 votes, and she has 4,625. You know, in boxing, when you know your opponent is getting their butt kicked, everyone would throw in the towel. This is the moment where you should throw in the towel. Like at least Vivek was like, "Hey, look, I came in third. I'm gonna step out." That's why I think he might be the VP pick.
He bowed
I
out
really do.
He bowed out gracefully, respectfully, and then back Trump. He's like, and I'm getting behind him. And that was good. I respected him for that.
Have you seen all the videos where Vivek is with Trump in every single video where he's like at Mar-a-Lago and stuff? Like, he might be the VP.
Yeah, like I got my issues with Ron DeSantis. I think he's a great governor. I just don't think he's presidential material. But well, even he knew to bow out. And he even said, "Hey, I'm putting all my supporters support Trump." He even did that, and I respected him for that. I did genuinely respect him for that one. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I can respect that.
Was that? Here's the thing. It was it Vivek first, and no, it was Ron DeSantis first, right?
No, Vivek bowed out first. Then
they kind of bowed out.
DeSantis did it afterwards. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think Ron DeSantis and Trump were playing everyone to see who would be like how we would react to them. See where everyone stands with Ron DeSantis and Trump. I think they were doing that move because I think they're really good friends. It's just they wanted to do this little move just to see where everything was at, which was smart. I fell for it. I was like, I hate this Ron DeSantis guy. He's a deep state. I don't think so anymore.
I think he's good as the Florida governor, but I worry that also.
Oh, he's a boss as a governor.
Oh yeah, but I worry that that's going to hurt him for re-election and the governor there. Because there's some people in Florida that are really mad at him still. I get it.
What I think with Ron is, I think he's still going to be the governor. He gets one more term with being the governor, right?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
I think he does.
Well, it depends on what Florida's term limits are. Most tend to be usually 2, I think. Because I know our governors here in Missouri's termed out this year, so. But our governor's sending a bunch of National Guard and state troopers down to the Texas border to help secure it even more.
Yeah, he gets another term.
So it's 2 terms, I'm assuming, 2 or 3, something like that. I think it's just all state dependent on how it's set up.
Oh no, he can't. So 2026 is that election. He can't run. So he's done his, I think, 2 terms.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked. No, because Trump was president.
2 or 3.
Trump was president when Ron went for his first election. And Ron wasn't doing well. And when Trump stepped in, suddenly his numbers went up.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's showing here for me. It's 54.4 for Trump and then 44.9 for Nikki. But she's, like I said, she's pulling the blue areas, which I'm not surprised by. That's expected. I'm not surprised by that. But this is still, it's not all the votes coming in yet.
No.
But I knew she was going to get the Democrat vote. All she has to do is lose by 1%. That's it. Yeah. And you lost. It don't matter. 1%.
And I think, what was it? What was the first one? It was Arizona was the first primary. No, it was Iowa. They gave her 1.
Yeah. Iowa, she lost and everything. But, let's see. I'm just checking in. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But the thing is, Nikki, all them Democrats voting for her, let's say if she were to get the nomination, let's say if that were to happen, theoretically, they wouldn't vote for her. And neither would Republicans. Well, not all of them.
Because you know who you know who would vote for? Kennedy.
Yeah.
That's my second option. If Trump doesn't make it in, I'll vote for Kennedy.
I don't agree with him for everything, but the guy has some good ideas. He really does. And if you listen to him talk, he's very rational. He explains it out. I have no disrespect for the guy. I don't agree with him on everything, but like Tulsi, I don't agree with her on everything, but I still respect her.
See, liberals watching right now. Respect. That's what you need to understand.
Yeah.
Us, true Americans, we respect people's opinions, whether we hate them or like them.
Unless you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yeah, that's true.
I live in Missouri, and when they won that day, I made fun of it. I just posted something. I went, there's only 3 teams in Missouri. It was the Cardinals, the Battlehawks, and the Blues. Dude, I never got so much hate in my life. I was getting private messages of people telling me to get Kansas City Chiefs fans, get off the internet. We don't want you. That's when my caveman came out. I'm like, oh, we're gonna play that game. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I got unfriended by like 3 people over it. I'm like, it was a joke. And it was a joke. I'm like, seriously?
What up? JCVM is here in the house. What up?
Hey, JCVM. I'm just gonna call you JC because this is too much to say. I'm lazy.
JC. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true.
Hey, look, Rain Corps
What
Steve's
else?
in the house.
John. Okay, so it's John. Okay, that's what it is.
I'm just gonna
He's
call
at
him John
50.
then.
Holy. He's pretty much like 2 points ahead or 2,000 votes ahead.
Yeah, where I'm looking, he's 53.1. Now he's up to fit. They just updated 53.7. But like I said, I'm not surprised she's pulling the blue areas. I expected that, so that's nothing.
Oh, it's John. Okay, I figured it.
John
It's
Spola?
John the Onion.
Oh,
Yeah,
John.
John Onion. Because it's
Oh yeah, see John
Italian.
Cipolla. I didn't even see that until he said that, but that's when I popped in John Cipolla and I looked down. There it was. Okay.
Ta-da! I did do a new cooking video.
What was that? A brisket or something? Or what did you? I saw it,
No,
but I
so
haven't
that was
watched it.
that was a gourmet chicken panini.
Ooh.
So I actually was teaching people actually, hey, like when I do a cooking video now, it's like this is how you properly do things. Like, you know how people so how would you make a sandwich? There's an
Bread.
actual method to this, but I want to know how you would make it.
Depends on what kind of sandwich we're talking about. Or is it any sandwich?
Anytime, meat type.
Hard salami. I would
Huh?
do bread. For
Okay.
me, this is my personal opinion. Bread. I put hard salami down. I'll put a little bit of mustard, spicy brown mustard. That's what I like. Put cheese on top of it and a little spicy brown mustard. And again, I like to cut up a little red onion and put a little red onion on top of it and eat it. That's what I like.
Ooh.
It's actually pretty good.
So this is how you make a sandwich, because you know when you pick it up, everything falls out.
Mine don't.
Because you figured it out. So what I do is I do the sauce first, and then the cheese, and then I put the meat on both sides, and then the veggies, because it's all about weight. If you put veggies on the top or the bottom part, everything's going to fall out. But if you put where there's weight put onto it, yes.
No, my mouth was watered. Sorry.
I know. Sorry. Oopsie daisies. My bad.
Oh, I can't wait till next week. I'm gonna go up to the local meat shop and get me a nice New York strip and cook it. It's gonna be tasty.
Oh man, I'm hungry now. Way to go.
And I'm gonna get some red potatoes and peel them, and I'm gonna mash them up and make mashed potatoes with it. Red potatoes.
How do you do your mashed potatoes?
I like to use red potato. Obviously, you peel them, of course. I don't like the peel in there. That's just not my thing. You know, each your own. And I'll mash it up.
Yeah.
I'll put a little milk in there, anywhere from a half cup to a cup of milk. I'll put some butter in with it. I put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and sometimes I'll put a little bit of garlic, mix it all in real good, and it comes out. And I've never needed gravy or any topping with it, ever.
That's how you do it.
And like with
I'm telling you, if we all lived close and I had a studio to do this, we would do a cooking video, like a cooking stream. We'd all get drunk. We'd all just make cooking, making good.
By the end of the stream, we're all just drunk cooking hot dogs. You know, like, cook the steak, hot dogs.
Here, okay. So now that you mentioned, okay, so sometimes I'll do this. I'll go back to my childhood memories. I'll get mac and cheese, but I'll add jalapenos and Polish sausage to it. I'm not kidding you. Yeah.
I make a kielbasa or a Polish kielbasa, and I'll get it. What I'll do is put it in water, put the lid over it, but I'll put a little garlic in the water and a little bit of pepper and Worcestershire sauce and let it cook.
Oh.
And every time they come out moist. They're never dry. They're never overcooked. And that Worcestershire soaks into it a little bit, and it's so good. So good.
So, have you ever heard of you're pretty much I would consider where you're at is the South. Let's be honest. That's part of the South.
Technically, we're Midwest.
Well,
We're like the ass end of the Midwest. We're at the bottom of it.
that's why it's a little bit of the South. Do you
We're the
know the
butthole.
term? Do you, yeah. Do you know about hobo burgers?
I've heard of them, but I don't know too much about them.
Okay, so this is what you should do. The next time you go camping, or you can do this anytime really. You get a frozen patty, store bought frozen patty that's already done. You put butter and mixed veggies in it. Wrap it in tinfoil. Put it over a fire. You can add all your other ingredients like seasonings and stuff. Oh man, and then you don't need a bun. You just put ketchup on there, dude. It is the most amazing thing ever. It's cheap too, and it's like you can make a lot with that.
We got like my local meat shop. They sell venison meat, and they sell bison meat because bison meat in Missouri. There's actually a bison farm here where you can get local bison.
Yeah.
Meat. Oh, it is so good. There's actually a restaurant. It's like an hour and a half southwest of here, but I went there because I was working a gun show, and I was helping out. Hey, money, I ain't complaining. I got to see guns all day. Hey, it was great. And it was a restaurant. They served bison meat, local bison meat from Missouri. I had a bison burger, and when you open, I'm gonna make it this way, and I bit into it, and they had onion and cheese on the inside of it. Oh, it was
now you're talking.
It was so, and it was red onion. It was, and that restaurant tried to use like a lot of locally sourced ingredients. I respect that. I have no issue with that whatsoever. It was amazing. Oh, it was hooked up to a hotel, and it was just amazing.
Yeah,
man, I'm putting that 80 pounds back on that I lost last year. I'm just thinking about it. I'm approaching my 1 year of losing 80 pounds.
Where were you at before, and where you are at now?
I was almost 260 pounds. I had a massive midsection. My thighs started getting bigger. I was forming a double chin, and I was probably closing in on size B boobs.
Hey, how you doing?
Then I dropped all that weight. Actually, I lost over 80 pounds because I dropped down to 167.
That's not bad, dude.
Well, I'm trying to get up to 180 and hold 180, about 180 to 185.
Well, how tall are you?
6'2". No,
Yeah,
I was obese. I got out of the shower one day and I just looked at myself in the mirror and I was disgusted. And that's when I was like, you know what? I need to lose this weight.
Because 160 for 6'2" that's pretty thin. If you get to 180, that's not bad.
Yeah, I just dropped too much is what it was.
Yeah.
is all it was. Because like I say, I cut a lot of soda. I cut most of the soda out of my diet, which I still have one every once in a while as a treat to myself. And I cut a lot of sugar out. I still have a sugary treat here and there because I like to treat myself. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I lost quite a bit of weight, obviously.
I should cut soda. Have you ever heard of
right here it's like
have you ever heard of a liquid death?
We have it here.
That's a good substitute of okay, so my wife, the place that she was working at, I was looking at liquid death and I was like, I hear about this all the time. I was like, all right, that might be a good beer. She didn't tell me. I opened it, cracked it open, took a drink, and I was like, this is not beer. This is water. And she said, well, yeah, you didn't know that? And I was like, no, it looks like a beer can. Like it. So the people who make liquid death, this is the most creative thing because I think you would agree. A lot of guys don't drink water. And I'm promoting liquid death. Like I'm promoting them really hard. And for me, I don't. I try to. During my shows, I will because it gets really hot, and so I want to stay dehydrated. Yeah, you drink water. Dude, I got 64 ounces, baby. Let's do this.
It's not the size that counts, it's the quality.
Yeah. And I was drinking I just started drinking Liquid Death a lot more because they have like a tea type water. They have different things. I'm like, man, this is really good. And I go to my small group with my wife, and this guy's like, we can't have beer in the small group in church. And I was like, this isn't beer. All the guys never heard of, everyone there hasn't heard of Liquid Death. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, it's water. And they're like, no, it's not. And I was like, yeah, it looks like a beer can. The
Yeah, I
size of
seen
it and
it.
everything. I was
What's
like,
it got? Like minerals and stuff in it or something? I wonder.
yeah, it's super healthy. I'm drinking a ton of it now. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I told my wife for my birthday, just give me a case of like give me a crate of Liquid Death. I love this stuff.
Well, water with the appropriate amount of minerals is actually really good for you because you're getting stuff back into your body. Not
Yeah.
you're hydrating, but you need those minerals too, like salt and
I
stuff.
had I had the bottle when Gary and I got some water for the lodge. We got this stuff that's like it has a bunch of minerals in it, and I took a drink of it. I'm like, holy crap! Like this is I feel energized. Like it's crazy. Like I don't have a microwave in my house. I was like we don't need it. It was taking up a space, and I was telling Gary this. I was like, dude, it's been a couple months that I haven't used the microwave. I feel fine. It's like because I think we use microwaves the wrong way, and
I like my microwave burritos every once in a blue moon.
I mean, hey, microwave burritos are
There are
good.
there are some quality microwave burritos.
There are
They're
some,
really good
but here,
ones.
okay, yeah, John, I use an air fryer now. I got one, so I haven't used the microwave in a year. I just don't. I'm like, I'm good. I'll just put it
I
on
got an
my
air. I love my air fryer. I have two.
Oh my gosh!
I
So
have a small
I
one
was
and a bigger
cooking.
one.
I was doing everything on a cast iron, and it's just like I'm gonna heat up everything that way. It's put in the oven, gas, whatever. And I got my brother gave me an air fryer for Christmas. Oh my gosh!
Now, one thing
I
I have a
just
cast iron. The one thing I use my cast iron for, and it's only for this, and it's the reason I got it, is like if I cook a steak on the grill, because I like medium to medium rare. I like it mooing a little bit. I like nature's gravy to dip it in. What I'll do is then
yeah.
I'll put steak butter and some garlic cloves in there, and then I'll sear it a little bit on both sides for a couple minutes, and then I'll eat it that way because it absorbs that garlic. Because I only put salt, pepper, and garlic on my steaks. That's all I do. But then I'll do that and I'll put that on there, and it's mm, mm.
All right. I have to. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna. Have you watched the video where I cooked a tri-tip?
That I haven't yet. Now,
Watch that. You can make any store bought that's been marinated in the package like 5-star. I went to the small my wife told me about this, and I'm very much like you do steak on a grill. Like I'm that much of a man. I was like, you do steak on a grill and nothing else. Nope, you don't do it. Like if it's small, I'll do it on a cast iron on the stove. No problem. It's small, but a bigger one, like a tri-tip, like a good size, it's a grill. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And I follow this video on YouTube. Oh my gosh, it's like candy. It's it's like when you take a bite into meat and you just get this orgasm in your mouth. You're like, oh my gosh, that's what this is. And I made it for I did 2 tri-tips. I did a
hey
lot of
Disney,
tri-tips in the past few months. And I did a tri-tip for the small group. I did 2 because there's like 24 people in there.
mm-hmm.
I was like, all right. They're all talking. We get there a little bit late. And I was like, they're like, what'd you make? And I was like, tri-tip. All the dudes stopped talking and they stood up and they went over, gone. The food was gone. They're like, holy crap. So for the Super Bowl, my buddy Chris, he came over. He watches these shows every once in a while. And I made a tri-tip and we devoured the crap out of it. And then after that, I did 3 tri-tips for the lodge. And yeah, that was like 2 weeks, whenever the Super Bowl was last week or something, like 2 weeks ago. I did 4 or 5 tri-tips in a week. Yeah, I had tri-tip all week one time, and I was like, I'm good. I'm there's a point where I need to stop. What
All
up,
right,
Disney sheepherder?
update. Donald Trump is
Yeah,
at 56.9%. Nikki Haley's at 42.5. Ron DeSantis is a
10,000 vote difference.
It's a little over 10,000. Yeah.
Yeah, or something. I'm rounding down just
Yeah.
because liberals like to round down.
Like their brain cells.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever put soy sauce on a steak?
I don't think I have.
Put your like if you put seasonings, like I say, salt, pepper, garlic. That's all I do. That's all you need. But what I'll do is like if I cook it on the grill, I'll just use a brush, sweep it back and forth one time, just a little bit, give it a nice liberal coating, flip it over, do the other side. Oh, it is fantastic.
All right, I'll try it.
Well, I used to work at Steakout. That's where I learned it from.
Oh, I do. What do I do? Here, let me look up the.
We went from politics to cooking show. What the hell?
I know, right? The seasoning I use is the Kinder's seasoning. And I use butter steakhouse. I use it on everything. It's so good. So if you get your hands on it, try it out.
Yeah, I don't know if they carry that here or not. I'll have to look it up. I'm always looking for interesting
Raquel's
ways
in the
to
chat.
spice. Oh, hey Raquel. How you doing? I'm always looking for ways to spice up food. Always. Yeah. Dinner should never be a drab affair. That's like I like Velveeta macaroni and cheese. Velveeta macaroni and cheese it's good. But I'll actually take a couple slices or get a block of cheese and I'll dump a little extra cheese in there, make it extra cheesy.
Mm-hmm. So this guy, here's an update to the guy who called me a
fascist.
Who was complaining about me. Yeah, fascist. Here's an update to this guy. This is funny. Here's the thing.
Is that a picture of his vagina?
He goes, "Okay, ma'am." He thinks I'm upset and angry. Yeah. Do I look angry?
You always look angry, but there's a difference. There's a difference between looking angry and being angry.
You're not wrong.
That's like people think when they try to insult me, I'm offended. I'm like, no, I got thick skin from being in the fire service. I've had people's brains on my arm before. No, that does not bother me. They're words. Yeah. I don't get offended by words. They're words. They don't hurt you. Move on. Let them say their piece and counter back on them. Oh, we got an update. Donald Trump is now at the 58.1%. Nikki Haley's down to 41.3%. He has 51,616 votes. She has 36,680. And we have 268 brain dead Ron DeSantis voters. Whoop. Yep. Okay. Yeah, she's down by over 15,000 votes now. I don't know why. I can picture her if she loses just in the background, just snapping and having a Hillary moment and just going off on everybody.
So I want to know what John means. No can do with the cheese or the macaroni.
He might be lactose
I can't do dairy. I can't do dairy because, lactose intolerant. I just don't listen to my body.
Yeah, there's only, like I say, for me, I don't have macaroni and cheese a lot, but when it is, it's Velveeta. That's just a fine. I put A1 on my macaroni and cheese. Oh, it is so good. I learned that in the fire service. I tried that one time.
Wait, so John, what do you mean by same thing is going to happen as the last election? No one will turn out for him. Who you were referring to?
No, Trump he still had a massive increase on the last election. He lost, but he still had a massive increase for the incumbent. Huge.
Well, he didn't lose. He got cheated out.
Well, like I said, also the GOP is damn lazy about anything. Until they learn to freaking step up their game and actually do what the Democrats do, they're not going to win, or they're going to have a hard time at it. Let me put it But in these last almost 4 years, I think have changed a lot of people's opinions,
Yeah, I
especially with
think
the
more
black vote.
people. I think, John, I think a lot more people are going to vote for Trump this year than anything. Here's the other thing. The thing about Trump is the Republican Party, the GOP, which I'm not even a part of anymore. I'm just they're as corrupt as liberals are.
Oh yeah,
They can't control him because he doesn't care. He here's the difference between so there's two different types of men in the world. There's men who have emotions, and then there's people like Trump who just don't care. They've seen everything, they know everything, they know all the dark secrets of people. They don't care what happens to them. They're like, I've seen everything. He doesn't care. He will talk, he will give you a nickname. He gave a porn star Horseface. He gave Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas nickname. He doesn't care. And I think people are drawn to that because we as Americans, we need someone who just they don't care. All they care about is helping the country. That's it.
He doesn't kiss anybody's butt.
Exactly.
I respect the honesty, even the brutal honesty. I respect that, and that's what drew me to him. Was the fact he was brutally honest and he told you what he felt and he didn't kiss your butt. That was refreshing for me. Very refreshing.
What's some blonde chick from Fox News was
CNN
asking him, was asking him something and like how he treats women. He goes, only Rosie O'Donnell. And he like dissing women. He said only Rosie O'Donnell. When he said that, I was like, all right, he has my vote because he can remember things and he understands how messed up politics are and it's just a game and we're the pawns. And I was talking to my wife about this and we were talking about the 19th Amendment. I think that's the 19th Amendment, the women's right one. And I was giving her some insight of like why there is a 19th Amendment. And it's my wife, if she didn't marry me, she'd be voting Democrat. And when I stepped in her life, I'm like, no, because I told her, I was like, most men are very conservative, not Republican, not like conservative, constitutional, libertarian, those three things. Like we care about the country and like we think and I was telling her this and I said, oh, the difference between there's a whole bunch of things. All right. So I said that women tend to vote more on the Democrat side because of emotions, which is, hey, that's okay. It's
your right to vote how you want. It is.
Yeah. So Democrats know how to get women to vote for them.
They know how to emotions. They message well. They do.
Yeah. Socially.
We got an update. We got an update.
What is it?
81,157 for Trump, which gives him 55.9% of the vote. 63,240 for Nikki Haley, 43.6%.
Jeez. So, and I said most men we think logically, so we tend to be more conservative when we get older, and even women will that too.
Even high school
women, when women get to a certain age, they start leaning towards conservative. It's just the younger, like 30, like I would say,
it's all the suburban white women.
Younger.
It's the suburban white women, is what it is.
Yeah, and I said the guys who vote for liberal they're the beta simps. They don't know how to function. They're not taught right. And that comes down to the nuclear family, the dad teaching things. There's a whole thing. And I said, when the 19th Amendment came in, I said, this is where we might get kicked off of YouTube. I said, I don't care. I'm going to say it is when women wanted the right to vote, which, hey, look, I think women should have the right to vote. Yep. Women should have the right to do everything.
It's
go for it.
If you want being drafted.
Yeah, which Can't happen.
Welcome to equal rights.
I don't think it can happen though.
No, it can now. No, they can be drafted
Oh,
now.
it can? Okay.
Yep. Yep.
And so if a woman wants to say, hey, look, I want to build a company, make billions, I just want to build a company, go for it. If that's your passion, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Don't come complaining and be like, oh, I want a man and all this stuff. Don't. It's
Especially
you
in
wanted this.
their late 30s or in their 40s, and they're like, I want to start a family now. Most men don't want to do that. Most men have already started a family or had kids by then. Like me, I had
Well, here's the other thing.
At 26.
Yeah, it's most. I told my wife this. I was like, most men don't care about what women make. We don't.
I don't. If she makes more than me, I'm fine with that.
It's okay like we don't care about that. It's like, what can you bring to the table?
Are you going to be a loving, loyal partner? Are you going to be there for me when I need it? Because I'll be there for a woman. If I'm with her, I will be there for her. If she needs somebody to talk to, come talk to me. I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with that.
Exactly.
You know, what's said in the home is private, and I will keep it that way.
Yeah. And so I said, as like when the 19th Amendment for women to their right to vote, and a lot of women, a lot of feminist men, when they hear this part, they get thank you very much. Is when that happened, a lot of women were like, wait a minute, we have to do this, and this. Well, yeah, you want the right to vote, which means you get the same rights as a man. So you have to do this and this and this. It's the same stuff. We've all, it's in our DNA. It's just, it comes natural. They're like, we don't want this. We don't want that stuff. We just want the right to vote. Well, guess what?
That comes with it.
You don't get to say now, because it was all it happened because the men was like, all right, cool. And it happened because my whole theory, conspiracy theory behind it was to end the nuclear family.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
Get women used to working in the workforce, doing all these things, to where they get distracted so the government can take care of the kids.
Yeah.
And it's working right now, and the nuclear family is dying. And I told my wife, I was like, this is what's happening right now. What happened in the 1920s is what we're seeing now. It took over 100 years, under 100 years, but this is where we're at now. And my wife's like, okay. I was like, yeah,
well, the 70s, it really kicked into overdrive.
Oh, yeah.
The 70s, it went boom through the roof.
So it's, there are some things, to me, I will say this will be controversial. I don't care. We're on Rumble, and I stand my ground on this. I don't think a woman should be a police officer on the force. I don't.
Or if they're going to be a police officer, they have to be partnered with a male. Minimum.
Yes. I know
I've seen too many videos of two female officers trying to take down them. They had that one. Where was it? Was it Florida or somewhere? California? Somewhere. Remember, it was like 4 or 5 female officers trying to take down a male suspect, and a dude just pulled away and ran off. I'm like, there it is.
Well,
where was the male officer at least?
If a woman wants to be a police officer, go for it. If the reason why I say women shouldn't be police officers is because I respect and honor women, because you're valued a lot more. You can do one thing, and to me, it's considered black magic. You can do one thing that no other male can do. You can give birth.
Yeah.
That's
and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to women at all. I do genuinely respect women.
It's when I cherish women a lot. I say a lot of stupid things. I can say a lot of things that come out sexist, but I cherish women in the way where it's like, I respect and value. I want you safe.
Yeah, I respect women enough. I will give my life for a woman, to protect a woman, because they are valuable.
If someone came through the door right now, I'm putting my body in front of my wife. I'm protecting her.
Yeah, I'm grabbing every gun I got.
It's my duty.
If somebody breaks into my house, even though my wife doesn't live here anymore, but when she did, even though we were having our problems, if somebody would have kicked open the door, I'm going to jump out of the room. I'm going to have her behind me. I'm going to grab every gun I got, and I'm going to lay down as much lethal firepower as humanly possible to protect her.
Exactly.
Even though we
Because
had our problems.
a man will do that. And so that's why I'm like, all right, it's if a woman wants to, I'm like, all right, that's your if you want to do that, go for it. It's I know some women who are welders that are more masculine than men are, which is really, really sad. I'm like, Jesus, dude, like stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh my God.
Well, that's like the
All
fire
right. So do you
service.
want to know the update?
Yeah, go ahead. See what yours is.
Trump 101,481 votes to
Yep, same one I got.
74,000.
Yep, same one I
Yeah.
got. Yep. Yeah. I might be close to my 55% prediction.
I know, right? I'm catching up there.
You know, like I say, in the fire service, we have, like our fire department, we have 2 women, you know, and well, one now because the other one just couldn't handle it. But the other one, you know, she's good at what she does. But she even told me, she's like, no, she even flat out and said, you know, she's a lesbian, you know, very cool. She's not the shove it in your face type. That's who she is, but she doesn't ram it down your throat. So I'm fine with that. But she even said, she's like, I would never want to be on an all-female fire crew. She's like, because we would not be able to get the job done. She's like, and she even said that. She's like, no, we wouldn't be able to do it.
So that guy who called me a fascist, he retweeted when I said, okay, ma'am. He goes, 50-50 chance this guy saves my picture. No.
No, he's hoping you save his picture. He wants
I
you
know,
to be,
right?
he wants you to be creeping around and cranking one out to him. That's what
I
he wants.
looked at the picture of it. I think it's photoshopped. There's a little blur. I know Photoshop. There's a little blur, and I'm like,
Maybe a little filter, perhaps.
Maybe there's a little, you know.
Kind of like them women, they show them big old round booties, and then you look around the edges real close, and you can see the distortion. It's like, and you're busted. That's like if you got all these women. Stop using filters when you're on a dating site or something like that. Stop using it. Just show us what you really look like. I want to see, if I meet a woman, I want to see a picture without makeup. I want to see a picture without her, without makeup. And I don't mind if a woman wears a light amount of makeup. I'm fine with that. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
But for love of
All
God,
right, I'll
show
be
me
right
what
back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Entertain the people, shall you?
Ah, Jesus. I'm sorry, folks. All right, we got an update right now. Donald Trump is, regardless of how we all feel, you know, we're open here, so everybody can share their political views freely. You will not be in trouble for that. We respect the Constitution here. 105,071 votes, which gets him 57.7% currently. Nikki Haley, the Democrat, it updated again. She is up to 77,548, which gives her 41.6. Donald Trump is up to 107,000 now, which gives him 57.9. So, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, Raquel, how you been? How you been doing? Hey, what link you looking for? What link, Raquel? Come on. We need to know what link you're talking about here. Come on, we're men. We're slow sometimes. Well, I am. But I'm honest about that. How you been, Disney sheepherder? Hope you're doing well. Sorry, Raquel. Trust me, we're not ragging on women. We're just, giving opinion here. Man, if Nikki Haley ends up losing her home state, that's just going to be so embarrassing for her. So embarrassing. But I'm not surprised. Wow. Wow.
I'm right here, John.
Hater Johnny boy.
I know he might be lurking in Disney.
I do that all the time. I'll go in and say hi, like if I'm listening to the show, and I'll put it on in the background and not even pay attention to chat. That's just me. Like I can listen to a show and play a game, like play whatever game I'm playing or watch something else. I can multitask with that. I can listen to 2 shows at once because I have ADHD. My brain works that way. Yeah, Donald Trump's up to 107,952 votes, which gets him 57.9 so far. My God, who's voting for Ron DeSantis? Seriously? That's it. I'm leaving.
Okay, so my wife and I, we did what is it? We did our anniversary trip to Florida. She's like, "This is really clean." I took her to my hometown. I don't remember anything about my hometown, and she's like, "This is really clean." Like, this was like during COVID, no mask, no nothing. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's fabulous! I love it."
Now he's up to 108,301.
Is he just like, I'm just gonna smoke this chick?
He's gonna smoke her like a Cuban cigar.
Hey,
And I've had a real Cuban before. They are fantastic.
they are.
This is really entertaining. Well, he's up to 111,000 now. I just updated again. Wow. Sorry, this is just really enjoyable for me.
It is.
She is just such a trash individual.
John, I think the reason why, I don't know, but I think the reason why he ran is because a lot of people were pushing for him to run. And so I think that's the reason why. I don't know really.
I wonder if
But
his wife wasn't behind that.
Have you ever noticed this, that conservative wives are way more attractive than liberal wives? Tulsi
Yeah.
Gabbard is a unicorn. That
Oh,
should never happen.
She is. She's very.
I like the gray hairs. I like the gray hairs.
I do too. It's just she's smoking.
Just something
And
about it.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her, but she's smoking hot. Her and Carrie Lake are just. Oof. Every time I see Carrie,
I got some gray hairs, but all right.
Tulsi pulls it off immaculately. She does. I think she would be a great Secretary of Defense. I think she would be good at that with her, but being in the military. I think she would be great for that. And I'd have no problem with that, honestly. I think Secretary of Defense should be like nonpartisan, neutral. Just let's get rid of the wokeness in the military. That has got to go. It has to go.
Hold up. I got a soundbite for that. I got a soundbite just for that.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser.
It means you have no functioning brain cells and you can't think for yourself. You have to be in a collective. I want people that are going to be individuals. I don't care if you disagree with me. That's fine. Tell me why you disagree. Do it respectfully. Here's why I disagree. I have friends that are liberal. I have one friend. She actually used to be a lefty. I've known her since I was 18. And I'm almost 45 now. Known her for a long time. She was lefty back then. But dude, she's gone so moderate, more libertarian now. She's like, I've lost friends over it. I'm like, why? Because you gained common sense, started thinking for yourself. She's like, pretty much. And we're the bestest of friends. We don't agree on everything, but we don't disrespect each other. We get along great.
Yeah.
She still has all the piercings and tattoos, like somebody you would think like a liberal, but, nicest person on earth. Just nice. And she'll listen to what you have to say. She's like, I want to hear your opinion. We get along fantastically. We don't talk politics because we know not to do that with each other. To respect each other. We get along just fine.
I'm sending out another tweet.
Hey, John, yeah, we're kind of trying to figure out who the VP is, but I think it's going to be Vivek. He's young. He's energetic. The dude's damn intelligent. He's a businessman, so he knows, like, the business aspect. It's a country. You almost got to run it like a business. I'm sorry, you just have to. It's a certain level. And he wants to cut the government. He said he wants to cut it by 75%. I was like, yes, do it.
So someone just said the exit polls show Trump won 2-1 with women in Nikki Haley's home state.
That's a big pickup. If that's true, that's a huge pickup. Because he lost a lot of female votes in 2020 to the guy that didn't even campaign hardly at all.
Well, here's the other thing. She started bitching about Trump.
Well, Trump's also pulling a lot of the younger black vote too now compared. I think he's
Well,
up to
here's the other thing.
20%, something like that. That's a big
So
increase.
I found this out. Nikki Haley she would do her tweets in advance.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you could do this, but on Twitter you could do this. And her tweets I was getting flooded with a bunch of her tweets. And I was like, why? Like, this is pointless. And they're all trashing Trump. And I was like, did you watch the 2016 Republican debates at all? Did you watch those? Like, Trump mopped the floor. Here's the thing. Mean tweets, I'll take that any day. Have you ever watched Shane Gillis?
I've heard of him, yeah.
I'm not
Here
gonna
and there. Here and there, I'm honest. So
after the show, I'll show you. He does a really good impersonation of Trump, and he talked about Trump. It was like the debates, and I was like, dude, this is, yeah, like, it's the thing about Trump is we're never gonna get anyone like him ever again. We had JFK. Like, when I grew up, I was told JFK was bad. He was liberal, all this stuff. Like, now I'm thinking about it, I was like, he was actually be considered a conservative at this point.
Well, he was trying to make peace with the Soviet Union, and they didn't like that.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with
what
that.
What do you think Trump was trying to do his 4 years of first term? Make peace.
Look at the Middle East. It was starting to slowly stabilize. Slowly. It's the Middle East. You're never going to totally stabilize it because they do what they want. But he was trying to, we had no new wars. Yeah, there are a few missile strikes I disagreed with, but it is what it is. But we had no new wars. He was trying to work with all these countries to bring. He crossed the DMZ into North Korea with Kim Jong-un. I don't like the guy, but he had the balls to walk across that border, and they could have snatched him up if they wanted to. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure the South Koreans and U.S. military had a hidden strike force on standby, but he did that, and I respected the hell out of that. I was like, that is cool. So and you notice they calmed down and they got quiet.
So Vivek is 38 years old.
Yeah.
That's young.
Disney Sheepherder said, I want a black VP. Well, technically, we kind of sort of have one-ish.
I mean,
the cackling hen.
We may have had our first gay president. I mean,
Barack.
I mean, look at his
husband. Wife.
Wife.
Did you see a picture from her from behind? How muscular her back was.
She has linebacker shoulders.
I know she could play for a NFL team.
She had linebacker shoulders.
Don't get me wrong. If she's that way, just be honest and say, hey, my wife's a man that lives as a woman. Okay, fine, whatever. Just be honest about it. Dang.
She'd be like, I have a Terry Crews dick.
She sneezes and it pops out.
I forgot I can do this. See, I forgot I can do this. John said, well, the JFK Democrat was far different than today's liberal Democrat. Yes, that is true. It is totally
different. Yep.
And then he said this also. I don't like everything Trump supports, but they all have their faults. You know what? That's
sure. I didn't like the bump stock ban he did. That pissed me off. And I was public about that. Did not like after that shooting in Vegas at the concert.
Here's the thing. I don't care about bump stocks.
I'm just saying it shouldn't have been done it was stupid.
It shouldn't have, but here's the thing. Bump stocks are the most pointless thing ever.
They're actually relatively inaccurate.
They are. And
because
I actually
the grip is moving.
One. Yeah, you're not going to get, it's just, to them, liberals, they think, oh, you're doing it as an automatic. No, it's still a semi-automatic.
That's actually spraying and praying. That's literally what you're doing with the bump stock.
Yeah. And you're not going to get anything going with that. So it's like, to them banning the bump stock, I'm like, all right, that's cool. I don't care. It's,
I was just annoyed by it because I just considered it a violation of the Second Amendment for me. And that's how I looked at it. But I still looked at the bigger picture in the end.
So the gun I'm looking at getting, I'm very close. I'm close to getting it. I got a few more $100 due. because I'm getting the SIG 320 M18 California one, where
I'm sorry.
supposedly you can have a round in there and the magazine out and you can't fire it. That's a safety in California. I don't trust that. Anyone who has a gun, if there's a round in there, always check the chamber. Always. It doesn't matter. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've been doing instructors and any of that. Check your gun. Just check the chamber. Just be safe. Don't rely, oh, it's a safety. Just don't rely it. Sometimes safeties don't really work out. But this gun can hold 21 rounds with the extended mag for 9mm, which is ridiculous.
That's what's the normal?
But
Like 17 usually, I think. About the
no,
standard.
not even.
Well,
They do
my
20.
mine was a 40, and I converted it to 9mm after doing a 2-day class of shooting 40, and I shot over 700 rounds, and I converted it to 9mm. I just put a new barrel in it because the gun, all I had to do was put a new barrel in it, and it would accept 9mm magazine, so it worked out well.
But most 9mm guns can only do 20. The SIG does 21, which I'm like, whoa, that's pretty.
Is that
ridiculous.
20 plus one in the barrel, or is that 21?
Yeah, it's 20 in the mag, and
magazine?
then it's one in the chamber.
Yeah, because that's what I do. Mine's 17 in the magazine, but I carry 18 because I'll chamber it and then drop another round into it.
Yeah.
Actually, I only
John
usually
said.
do. Oh, go ahead.
John said, "Grow food, not fuel." Yeah. See, we're getting people coming in. We're getting people coming in for this political random podcast.
Well, I get why he did ethanol. I think he was just trying to open it up a little bit more to have more fuel options.
Yeah.
Ethanol, you burn through it really quick in a vehicle because my truck is flex fuel. I put ethanol in it once, and I think I was down like 30 or 40% on mileage. I was like, never again. I'll run it once a year.
I think
it's good for cleaning your fuel injectors out, though.
I think I'm gonna win this one. Trump has 59.8%.
Yeah, mine's still showing 59.1, but it probably hasn't updated yet.
It just went to 59.1. He has 169,000 votes, and then Nickly Dum Dum has 115.
Yeah, so I'm still, we're seeing the same numbers. Mine, the numbers are probably slightly different vote wise on what we're looking at.
Because I'm just on Google. That's what I'm on.
I'm watching New York Times. As much as I don't like them, they're doing a live update. So
only 32%. I told my wife, I was like, you know what? I'm for. We were talking about electric cars, and I said, I'm not for electric because a company can run it because that's a computer. Mine is hydrogen. That's how I would. Hydrogen is how you do a car. If oil went away, hydrogen is the thing, not electric.
That'll probably be let's be honest. We're going to have to go away from gasoline at some point. This is true. We're going to.
It's hydrogen because of water.
Yeah, and there's an abundance of that on the planet. 70% of the planet's water. But no, I get we're going to have to go away from fossil fuels at some point. I have no problem with that. I genuinely don't. It's just you have to do it in a way that makes sense and is economical, affordable. Electric cars, the problem is the batteries are so damn expensive. They can be $24,000 to replace them. You might as well replace the car at that point.
Well, with hydrogen infusion, that's water based.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh. What do we have that comes down from the skies?
Water.
We know government uses HARPA and DARPA. Yeah. I know about your weather controlling methods.
Well, it's like eventually I could see every house maybe having a small, like let's say you might go away from the power grid altogether, like having every house hooked up to the grid. And I think at some point we'll probably have each house will have probably a small like reactor inside of it, like for fusion, tiny fusion reactor that'll last 10, 20 years. And then all you do, they'll come in and they'll replace the material in there. And boom, you're back up and going. And I think that would be good because you wouldn't have no power grid to go down at that point. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. I have no problem with alternative energy. It just has to be smart economical and makes sense. They're not doing that right now. Electric cars aren't even selling that well. Electric cars and trucks are not selling. Ford's apparently talking about getting out of the electric truck market altogether. They're not selling. They're not
They
moving
didn't
them.
sell.
Yeah. They don't have the mileage. And it
'Cause
takes
blue
hours
collar.
to charge them.
Yeah.
Cars
Blue
are
collar.
expensive now anyway. Yeah. But cars are stupidly expensive in general right now. It's ridiculous. That's why I keep my old truck. I'm closing on 300,000 miles and it's still running. I better shut up. It won't start in the morning.
Well, I'm getting closer to my bet. I said, what did I say? In the 70s?
You said 70s, yeah. I said like 55.
I'm getting close to 60, so.
I'm still closer than you are.
You know what? We all win. That's what matters. We all win.
I take every little win in life I can get, and I appreciate every one of them.
I know, right?
As a man, you have to appreciate the small wins when you get them too.
I know. Oh man. Well, Dingleberry hasn't messaged back on Twitter.
He's cleaning his vagina.
I know, right?
179,947 for Trump, which gives him 59.3 currently, from what I'm seeing on my side. Nikki Haley has 121,716, which gives her 40.1, and 1,039. 1,042 now. Dumbass Ron DeSantis supporters.
Hey, that's okay.
But they have a right to have their voice too. That's how it works. So that means Trump's up by that'd be 60. No, he's up by 57,000 votes roughly, give or take. Of course, Nikki gets the blue areas. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by that at all. Good heavens.
I'm looking at that guy's Twitter right now.
Oh, John's right. There is an absolute over inventory of cars because they're too expensive. I looked at a Ford Ranger. They're the Euro Ranger. They just brought the European Ranger over to the U.S. and rebranded it and moved the steering wheel to the other side. That's all they did. It's not a bad truck. I actually test drove one. It actually is a damn fine running vehicle. It's actually very nice to drive. But I'm not paying $80,000. No.
Which truck?
The Ford Ranger, the new one. Because they brought it back. They discontinued it. And
I like that one.
I think it was 2012 or something like that when they discontinued it. Because they're like, there's no small truck market. Bullshit. I love Ford Rangers. I had a
look at the Ford Tacoma. It's because of the Ford Tacoma.
You mean
that's the reason
Toyota
why.
Tacoma? That's
yeah.
Toyota. No, but the Ford Ranger.
You know what? I'm just gonna go this way.
Yeah, the Ford Ranger I think is not even considered a small truck. I think it's mid-size now. That's what it's considered.
Yeah, they're all mid-size. There's no small trucks anymore.
But it's not a bad running truck. It's actually very nice to drive. It had for a Ford. I think it's a Ford 4-cylinder, but it had a lot of power. I was impressed.
I like the Ford Maverick.
Boy, that Bronco they brought out was hideous. I didn't like the front. I did not like it. You don't see a lot of them, at least not where I live. You'll see them here and there, but you don't see a lot of them. But the new Ranger, it's nice. It's a European Ranger is all it is. They just changed a couple things, but it's not a bad running truck. It's actually very nice running. It has quite a bit of power because it has a turbo in it. It's not bad. It's just I'm not paying $70,000-$80,000 for it. No. My next truck when I get my 2010, when my F-150, because I'm gonna have to replace it at some point. I'm gonna go back probably like in between the 2001 and the 2006 Ranger.
Yeah,
they are great for off-roading. They are fantastic. I actually took my 2001 Ranger, took it to the Badlands up in Indiana when I first got it. Took a trip up there. I put BF Goodrich tires on it, the BF real nice off-roading ones. Took it up there. Everybody had like specifically designed off-road Rangers. I had a street one. I climbed this hill, and it was probably like this. The hill was like that. I put it in 4-wheel high, put it 4-wheel drive. I went up that, and it nobody told me that when you went up, it just flattened out. And I went up, and my whole front end just went bam like that. I was like, that was awesome. I was like, I hope I didn't fuck my front end up. Oh, hell no, it made it right up it.
John said, well, she has Democrats that registered Republican to vote for her. Yeah.
Oh, she has a lot. Quite a few.
Oh, yeah.
They're just voting for, because the simple fact is they'll vote for her in this, but if she were to win the, let's say, become the candidate, they would not vote for her. That vote would
No.
switch real quick.
I'm going to do the math right quick on this one.
Hey, John, my 2010 F-150 is closing in on almost 300,000 miles. Granted, I had the front end rebuilt, all the brakes rebuilt, but they were all factory parts, so.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's a 62,512 difference of the votes. He has almost 200,000.
Yeah, here I'm showing 189,632. Well, currently from what I'm seeing, from what I'm watching.
Oh, okay.
Yours is probably slightly different from mine, I'm sure.
Just a little.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, what happened to mine? I mean, they already declared him as the winner before he even started.
Yeah, before you
No,
vote.
okay, now I'm back up.
Yeah, the AP's like, well, we know who's going to win. Wow, Vivek Ramaswamy, even though he suspended his campaign, he didn't stop it. He's got 272. Oh my God, who voted for Chris Christie? Seriously?
Me. I want my Krispy Kreme donuts.
That fat, useless. What? He's a chode. Him and Vivek have the same amount of votes, 272. It's probably morbidly obese.
John said, and how many of those voters are really Democrat voting for Nikki? All of them.
Quite a few. Oh, you have some registered Republicans voting for sure, but they're the never Trumpers, is what they are.
Yeah.
And a lot of Democrats. And that's even proven. There's no arguing that. People have even said they're Democrat voting for her, so it can't be disputed at all. Oh, he's up to 199,272. Sorry, brain farted there for a minute. He's closing on 200,000.
Jesus, dude.
You know if this is.
Do you think that
he's over 200,000 now? 202,457.
Do you think that with the numbers and everything, that people are going to realize, okay, I understand?
No, there's still a lot of stupid people. There are a lot of people voting on emotion only. That's it. It's emotion.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to be logical, you don't have to like everything Trump did. I don't like a lot of the people he put in last term in office, but I think this time he's learned. I think he's going to be a lot more cautious. No, I'm not saying he's going to be perfect or anything like that. And if he gets into office and starts cutting government jobs and mass layoffs, I'm all for that. Do it. Let's cut the government down. Let's make it smaller. I'm not talking about the military, but we need to get rid of some of those generals. They got to go.
The IRS.
Yeah, 87,000. What? We don't need 87,000 more agents. We don't. The IRS is no.
Yeah.
No. And in my opinion, let's get off the petrodollar and let's go back to gold and silver.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to get a guy from Scotland to come on. We'll see.
Oi.
That's Australia.
No, they say that in over there too. That's like a common thing you hear from both of them. Because remember, they still have a link with each other. Because Australia used to be a UK prison colony.
I'm Irish, so I don't know.
I'm Irish and German, so I'm angry all the time.
I know. I'm an angry drunk.
That's probably why I don't like government that much. I get the point of government. I understand the point of it, but dang, calm down. Let's reduce the
I know.
government. The only thing the government needs to be doing is, taking taxes from states like they used to do, because at one point states would generate so much income, then they would give a percentage to the government. That's all they need to do. And taxing incoming trade. I'm fine with that. And protecting our borders. That's it. That's all they need to do. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with having a strong defensive military force. Absolutely. No problem with that. Let's protect our borders. But let's stay out of all these stupid wars. Let's stop giving money to Ukraine. Let's stop giving money to Hamas and Israel. And let's stay out of these fights. They're not our fights. They're not.
Yeah.
Those countries have a right to defend themselves. I get it. You know who should be helping Ukraine? Europe, not us. Europe. Let them deal with it. That affects them, not us.
Yeah.
And you know why Putin wants Biden to win over Trump? Because he knows he can push Biden around.
Yeah.
He can't push Trump around, and he knew that.
Did you hear Trump supported Biden because of what Putin said?
I didn't hear about that.
He said, he goes, yeah, I support Biden running for president just so Putin can push him over.
Ha!
That's the only reason why. And people are like, see, Trump supports Biden. I'm like, no, you fucktards. He's playing to what you guys want him to hear. He knows. That's the thing. It's Democrats, so I live in California, and it is a hellhole. It's governed really terribly.
It's a beautiful
really
state,
bad.
and that's the sad part. It's an absolutely beautiful
Yes.
state. And Southern California has fantastic weather.
When I went to San Francisco in 2006, 2005, beautiful city. The buildings, great architecture, fantastic. It's
a ton of history there.
Yeah, I love California California is one of the best states to live in for the weather and for the history and everything. Outside of that, don't live in California. If someone says, I want to move to California, take 3 shots of Everclear and rethink what you just thought of saying.
Hell, Northern California has beautiful mountain ranges. Absolutely gorgeous.
Whenever I go to visit my family, my folks live in Northern California, and it's fantastic. I'm like, I loved it. Like, wintertime is great. Summertime is really hot, but you get the natural parks and everything. California has everything you need. If you want to go skiing, you can go up to Tahoe. If you want to go to the ocean, it takes less than a day to get there. It has everything. But the problem is, it's the people that the politicians.
Run by idiots.
Yeah, it's run by Newsom, who his family. Yeah, it's Newsom's family controls California pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's never going to change. California's going to get a lot more worse than what it is. Look at RoboCop. I give you LA.
Yeah.
I give you Oakland.
Or current day Detroit.
Yeah, it's. I look back at
Gavin Newsom is OCP.
OCP
from RoboCop.
Oh, yes.
He is OCP. He's literally, that's what he does, OCP. That's how he runs the state.
Yeah. If you look at how California could be one of the great states. And when I went to visit it, I loved California. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. When I moved there in 2007, Christmas of 2007, I'm like, all right, this is kind of cool. Like, I told myself, I was like, I don't want to live here, coming from the Midwest. And now I'm like, I don't know, I'm good. It's There's a border for a reason. I don't want borders open. I don't.
No, I want people to come here legally, lawfully, learn the language, and integrate into our society. Become an American. I'm not saying you can't
Yeah.
remember. I'm not saying you can't remember the country you came from and celebrate its traditions on your own. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But become an American and become a part of this country. Don't just come here and say, I'm going to wave my country's flag. No, go back home then. Go back home. Like let's say if I were to move to France or Germany or the UK or Japan, I'm just throwing examples out there. I would have to integrate into those societies and become a part of that society. It doesn't mean I can't remember where I came from. That's fine. But I would have to integrate to become a part of that country. Do the same thing here. That's all we want. Come here legally. That's it. If you come here legally and do the right thing and become a part of this country and you become successful as an immigrant, good for you. I think that's awesome. Because that makes our country stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna send a link out.
All right, update from what I'm seeing. Trump is up to 229,000. Now updated again, 229,525 votes, which gives him 59.8. Nikki Haley's up to 151,903, which gives her 39.6. Oh my God. Chris Christie has 2 more voters than Vivek. Who is brain dead up there? Is it like the morbidly obese? It has to be.
Yes.
It has to be the morbidly obese.
Mickey D's.
I can say that now because I was obese. And
You know what sounds really good right now? Vinegar chips. Salt and vinegar chips.
I love salt and vinegar chips. They are really tasty.
I'm going to go grab me some right now because I can do that.
You made this corner, right here. I felt a tingle and it watered right there.
I know, right?
Oh, he's up to 230,000 votes.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm going to give me some chips.
Okay, John, what is a ribbit? Were you saying a rabbit or a ribbit? Can you define that for me? It'd be a little easier. Just so I know what you're talking about, brother. Are you back, Disney Sheepherder? Are you still gone? Did you go to the bathroom and take a massive dump? That's okay if you did. Just say it. Come on, John. You got to tell me what a ribbit is. I'm sorry. I just don't know what you're talking about, man. Oh, got an update again. Donald Trump is up to, update it right now. 234,446, which still gives him 59.8. Bumped him up 0.1%. And all the Democrats voting for Nikki Haley are up to 155,000 votes. Awesome. Vivek just passed Chris Christie with 5 more votes, even though it doesn't matter, but all right, we're up to 235,000 and boy, this is just let's see what it now we're up to 239,000, almost 240,000 votes for Trump. Nikki's up to 157,599. How bad do you have to be losing your own home state? Good heavens. You have to be pretty bad. Sad part is, even if Nikki loses, she'll come out and say, I absolutely believe, I would not be surprised Nikki Haley after this, if she loses, will come out and say, we did great tonight. Look at all the voters we had. You mean all the liberal and Democrat voters? Jesus. Ron DeSantis has 1,500 votes. I don't get it. That one I don't understand. Sorry, I'm just reading these off because they're just constantly updating. Vivek just passed Chris Christie again with 2 more votes. Trump is now at 250,000. Nikki Haley, the Democrat, is at 166,000, almost 167. Of course, she took Charleston. I'm not surprised. She took Columbia, South Carolina. Not surprised at all. Greenville and Rock Hill, South Carolina, are more Trump than Nikki, but you can tell the difference in colors. Not surprised. But he's still taking those for the most part. And who is Ryan Binkley? And David Stuckenberg? I have no idea. No idea. Never heard of those people. Come on, John. You got to tell me what a ribbit is. Are you talking about a rabbit? I'm still confused, brother. Oh, wow. New York Times. Enjoying unlimited access for the New York Times. Pay this amount. No. Negative. Not happening. No. Absolutely not. All right. Let's see. Yep. No update yet. So what did everybody have for dinner tonight? Just kind of curious. Oh, there he is. Trump's up to 251,979. The Democrat Nikki Haley's up to 167,673.
Game over.
We have 360 voters that are morbidly obese people that voted for Chris Christie. And who the hell is Ryan Binkley?
I don't know.
Or David Stuckenberg. Trump's back up to 61.1% of the vote with 266,000 now. Almost.
Oh, Christie is a toad. Ribbit. That's a frog.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, I was confused on that, John. Sorry, I just did not know what you're getting at on that one, my man. Hope you don't take that in offense or anything. I just didn't know. That was it. You know what? Nikki will still come out even if she loses and say she had a great night. Look at that. All these voters that came out for us. We won tonight. She'll do it. I have no doubt in my mind. No doubt.
Yeah.
She acted like that with Nevada. It's like, no, you lost to absolutely nobody by 70%.
Trump is about to be 100,000 votes more than her. 100,000.
Yeah, I think he's what, at like 95 roughly, or 94 probably. Yeah. 94,000 votes, give or take.
And we're a little over halfway.
It says 61%
He's
of
now
the
at
votes
60.
in. Yeah, 61% of the votes are in so far, according to New York.
I know I don't like to eat on the show, but I'm hungry. And
no, I don't care.
Vinegar chips.
Right.
I'm gonna make you mouth water.
The only chips I can eat now because I have so many fillings in my teeth are like Lay's because they're thin enough.
Ooh, Lay's are good.
Lay's salt and vinegar is really good. My mouth is watered again. I think about salt and vinegar chips, and it just makes like the corner.
Take a drink of beer. Take a sip of beer. That's what you got to do.
There you go. Well, he jumped up to 200.
I got 2 more cans of beer for this trip.
He jumped up to 271,000 now.
Jesus.
I bet you she's just sitting there just cussing up a storm. Dang shucks, darn gummit.
She's looking at her husband. Can you do anything?
Can you call more of the suburban white women and tell them to vote for me more?
Yeah.
You I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be mean to women, but talk about a group of useless voters. Good heavens. They vote against their own selves. It's just amazing.
I know.
I don't get it. They vote against their own selves. Then they blame everybody else. It's like, no, you did that. Stop dyeing your hair multiple colors and getting brain damage and
I know.
It looks like I may be closer than you on our guess.
You might be. You might be.
Yep, he's up to 274,000 now. He's real close to 100,000 ahead of her. Closing in.
Jesus. Dude.
The guy with all these court cases, which actually has brought him even more in favor with the black community. Especially when they took him into Atlanta and they did that mugshot and all the black people over there where they're like, "Free Trump." I'm like, yeah, because
they're like, he has a better mugshot than us.
They're like, they're like, he knows what it's like to be screwed over by the system. I was like, fair enough.
You're not wrong.
I think that really brought him close with a lot of black voters was because of that. Because they're like, oh,
Yeah.
now he knows what it's like. I volunteered. I worked as a jail guard as a volunteer because I didn't get paid. They didn't have the money, so I did it. Trust me, I've seen people.
Oh man, I'm looking at other things. What's another topic we can talk about?
Oh, that's your show. You tell us. Oh, hold on.
I don't know.
Oh no, John said she would never carry the popular vote against Biden. No, Haley wouldn't win. She's not meant to win. She's not there to win. No. She's there just to take away votes. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
She's just a trash candidate.
Oh yeah. There's 6 people watching. That's pretty cool, man. All right. I dig it. See, I don't have to do a 6-hour-long stream to get views and all that stuff. I don't. I'm like, you know what? I do a show, and if people watch. I do that. That's how I do it.
Yeah, just do your thing and let the cards fall where they may. That's it.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm getting my wife into Formula One now.
Ah.
She's watching the Formula One, the F1, or yeah, Formula One Drive to Survive on Netflix.
Was it Formula One that they did? What was it? Was it Vegas? And they had a lot of problems on the course where some of the cars were getting damaged. Yeah, I remember that. It just popped into my head when you said that. I don't watch it, but I remember that.
All right, so I'm going to pull this up right quick. Whoa, I can't do this. I'm going to pull this up. We're going to watch this right quick. Not this one. This one. Supposedly this is really good. Where's the...
Oh, did you see at CPAC they had the president of give me a second. Sorry, I gotta look this up because I'm like brain dead right now.
Here, we're gonna play this video right quick. Supposedly they had a meltdown.
Go ahead.
We'll find out.
I'll look at this while I'm trying to remember.
Can you talk to us about whether or not that argument about electability, about the general election in November, why that doesn't seem to be resonating as much as Haley is hoping that it would?
It comes down to something that's pretty fundamental in the message of so many voters I've spoken with here in South Carolina and elsewhere across the country. They're not making their vote, they tell me, so many of them, based on some kind of political calculation. Their support for Trump, if they are a Trump supporter, is something more visceral, emotional. They see Trump as a movement politician who's standing against a political and legal establishment they perceived as aligned against Republicans. They share his grievances about all of the legal cases he is facing. And so they're tied to him in a way that's much more than some kind of political relationship. They see him as an avatar for their own feelings about the government, the economy, the culture. And that's helping Trump, despite all of his challenges across the board, to maintain power inside the Republican Party.
And on that point, I'm going to share with our viewers that South Carolina Republican primary voters were polled today, and they said that if Trump was convicted of a crime, how many of them would still feel like he was fit to be president? A whopping 65% believe that he would.
There you have it, guys.
I'm watching a tweet from Nikki Haley.
You're watching her.
No, I'm checking her tweet out. It says, hey, if I'm going to watch, I have to look at both sides. I'm fair about that.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Strong girl becomes strong women. Strong women become strong leaders. Let's see. She also made another tweet an hour ago. It says, filled with gratitude today. Getting to vote with my mom and my kids at my side is a memory I will always cherish. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I have no issue with that tweet in and of itself. Oh, Nikki Haley, 3 hours ago, Donald Trump sides with murderous thug, and Joe Biden won't explain to the American people why defending Ukraine matters. Shut up. What? She's a warmonger. She has investment in the military-industrial complex. Who is she to talk? She wants war because it makes her money. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I'm tired of being in endless wars, never-ending wars. I'm tired of our money going to other countries. How about we give our... Oh, Donald Trump just passed her. Over 100,000, 291,962 votes. Nikki Haley, 186,607 votes. Ta-da! He has suppressed her with over 100,000 votes. Dude, she's a warmonger. I'm looking at the
Celtics. Yeah, no, I'm going to look at the Celtics game right now.
Oh, I need to check. Are the Blues playing tonight?
It'd be a little bit more entertaining.
Oh, no, I'm enjoying this. And I don't normally enjoy it that much.
You getting your socks rocked? God damn, dude. Over almost 100,000 votes.
Yeah, he's over it now. He's over her by, I think, what? 103,000?
Holy shit. Yeah, I just refreshed it. Yeah, it's over 100,000.
Yeah, it's like 103, almost 104,000. Trust me, if she got elected, our children would be going to war in Ukraine. Yeah. No doubt in my mind. No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she's at 186,000. He's at 292,000. That'd be almost 106,000 roughly, or 105, almost 106, give or take. Yeah, about 106, yeah. We're close to it. Trump's just sitting there watching that, smiling.
He's smoking a cigar. Well, I don't think he smokes a cigar.
No, he doesn't. He's eating a Big Mac.
There you go.
No, I think he cut back on the fast food, actually, I think. He's lost some weight. He actually has lost some weight.
No, he has.
Yeah. Good heavens.
I feel like I need to do a Lego build.
It's always a good time for a Lego build.
I know, right? Yeah. I got 2 beers left, and I've drank 4 so far.
Yeah, this has to be embarrassing for her to lose her own home state.
Dude.
But like I said, she was put there just to take votes from him. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah. And they're at 57.
And she's a warmonger, so she's getting the military-industrial complex vote. I'm not talking about people that work for these companies. I'm not talking about them. Most of them are just good, decent people.
Yeah.
I live in St. Louis. We have Boeing, which used to be McDonnell Douglas.
Supposedly, I self-reported this guy. The guy who did the Photoshop.
His untermuscles.
Hold up. I'm gonna wreck his. Photoshop works. See, this is not Manorama, so we can do whatever we want.
Well, it's your show. You can do whatever you want regardless. Oh, don't feel alone. That caveman comes out in me time to time. Holy crap, we're almost on 2 hours. Wow, it didn't even seem like it.
I know, that's the thing. I'm like, what are we gonna talk about? I don't know.
Oh, we've been gibbering the whole time just going about it.
I know, right? Gibba jabba zubba. What you talking about? Hey, Cletos, what you talking about?
One thing with Rumble, when you're looking at the chat, it really needs to keep scrolling, and then sometimes it'll stop, and I have to scroll down because I'm like, okay, nobody's chatted. And I scroll down, like, oh.
There's like, yeah. Hold up. I'm gonna send a link out to this guy.
Oh, John, Nikki's not even a rhino. She's a Democrat posing as a Republican.
What? That's not. That's how. Okay, this is how you. This is how you spell things.
I think it's John. I think it's only South Carolina that has their primary tonight.
Yeah, it's only primary.
Yeah, it's the only one. Missouri will go for Trump. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. All right, they already know that.
Tonight is only South Carolina, and then I think next week or there's 10 states.
Well, they're all coming up for their primaries one after another soon.
Yeah, there's there's one weekend or 1 week that's like 10 states all at once.
Was that Super Tuesday, maybe?
I think so. What day is that?
It might be maybe Super Tuesday, because I know there's like a Super Tuesday where they have like several states that all do their primaries at the same time.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I know, Canadian Spider-Man, if you're in the chat, I sent you a link to join us. And I exit out of that one.
Oh, he's up to 294,692.
Fuck.
Dude,
that's the most he's ever won, I think.
He wasn't even on the Nevada ballot, and he still won. That's horrible. How bad do you got to be as a candidate?
Dude, he won Nevada on, oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, it's March 5th. Yeah, that's in a couple weeks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait.
I mean, that's Super
Hold
Tuesday,
up.
right?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Up, he's up to 297,000 now. And she's only up to, yep, he's up 106,000 votes. What the hell? Where'd you go? Oh, he clicked something. He did the wrong thing. Jeez Louise. So what happens when you let somebody that's Irish control stuff? They can't do anything right. Jeez Louise.
Button. All right.
Oh, I remember that, John. Brad. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I remember it now, sort of.
So I think it's 11 states.
Yeah, like Super Tuesday is like the big thing for the primaries and stuff.
Trump's going to win all of them. He's won every single state.
Oh, Trump's over 300,000 votes.
Nikki, just go watch Sex and the City, eat some Haagen-Dazs, and just go fuck off.
And she's at 191,949.
Yeah, just Nikki.
She ain't gonna step away. She has too much ego and too much pride.
Yeah,
and her handlers won't let her.
Yeah, Nikki, just.
That's all right. I went on her Twitter and posted. I'm like, you're losing your own home state.
Tell me how small your dick is without telling me. Nikki, you go first.
Oh, don't worry. She'll say we're all picking on her because she's Indian.
She's not fucking. Is she really Indian?
Yeah. Yep. The thing is, nobody cares that she's Indian. Nobody cares that at all. Nobody does. And if somebody cares that she's Indian and they're going to vote against her because of that, they're an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm not going to not
It-
vote for somebody because of their background unless they were running around yelling Allahu Akbar. Then, well, maybe. I'd be like, ooh, no, that's not going to work. Vivek is Indian. I like it.
yeah.
I like him. It's like
She's
people aren't
pulling.
voting for me because I'm Indian and they're racist. No, we like Vivek and he's Indian. He's just not a
I
dumbass
always
like
thought
you.
Nikki was just straight up white.
No, she was saying how her town was racist, how she was picked on and stuff like that. And then when Benny Hill did the interview with people there and he did all that, and they're like, no, that never happened. None of them like her. Not now, obviously she has supporters in her hometown, of course, but the majority of them don't like her. They just don't. He's up to 303,000.
Yeah.
Nikki, just step down, sweetie. Just step down. Just walk away with some dignity. If she were to say, hey, I lost my home state, I'm just going to step down, I would at least respect that.
Yeah.
No, even the people in her own hometown said there was none of that crap that went on with her. They were even countering that. And those are people that knew her or went to school with her at least. They're like, that didn't happen. And they had nothing nice to say about her. Nothing. God, he's up to 60.7%. That's still only 67% of the vote, but
He's just mopping the floor right now.
oh yeah.
So yeah, my 2-year anniversary for me and Rama, we're doing a election night,
Cool.
and there'll be a little drinking game for 30 minutes, and because someone's gonna get drunk off that night, we know it. I think half the panel is just gonna get completely drunk. Yeah, just a little, but I think it's be kind of cool. It's gonna be a longer episode. I've realized this. It's gonna be a lot longer episode. It's gonna go instead of 2 hours, it might go 5 hours. I don't know. We'll see. But that's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited. We'll see.
That'll be a very interesting night.
Oh yeah.
Why, that's just a thumping going on right now. This is bad. Of course, she pulled Charleston, South Carolina. I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah.
That's just wow.
But I think on that note, I think we've kind of hit a point where it's just kind of like, I do want to thank. What?
Oh no, good.
What? Huh? No, you can go. Huh? No. On that note, I want to thank Dark Helmet for joining us, having a few beers with us while we talk about politics and all this fun stuff. I a man who put up an American flag and trash Nikki Haley, they're good in my books. They're good. They're good in my books. But I want to thank everyone in the chat, everyone watching. I know this was a very spontaneous episode. I want to do more of these kind of like a one-on-one kind of conversation podcast stuff. Hopefully I try to get these into like an actual audio podcast type thing. But on that note, I want to say thanks to everyone who supports this show, Disney Sheeper, Tim, John. You guys have been awesome. And I'm looking for my outro. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun talking about this. We all knew that Trump was going to win tonight. I thought of changing up a little bit. On that note, I want to hand it over to President Trump.
And we say bye-bye.
You guys have a good weekend. I'll see you guys this Tuesday as we talk about the fails of arrogance. A ciao.